That is basically that your money should be a boomerang, not a slingshot, right? But here's the thing, right? Investing's kind of the same way. There are people who are only thinking about one side of the deal, and this is really what you might call the paycheck mentality. They're thinking, if I work really hard and if I create something, then you should give me a check. You should pay me for what I create. My best pathway for building wealth is to take the money I receive and hold on to it so that that money can be sustained and grow. Like that's my best economic model. But then there are people who go kind of the next step, who say, no, the best way for me to have money is not for me to hold on to every penny I get. It's for me to reinvest that money by letting go of that money under the assumption that that some percentage of that money, or maybe more than the amount I gave away, is going to come back to me. Do you understand? That's the investor mentality. So level zero, economic maturity is when you get money and you spend money. The next level, maybe when you're like an economic teenager, is when you get money and you hoard money. But if you want to be a grown ass man and a grown ass woman, then you understand the next layer to that, which is I get money. Not only do I not spend it, and I do save it, but I'm also going to reinvest it. I'm going to let go of it. And here's the thing that's interesting. This was something that freaked me out when I figured it out. And you'd be amazed how many people I meet who have a great business idea, who are working really hard on their business, but are unwilling to invest money into growing that business. Well, what's your marketing budget? Well, I haven't thought about that. Well, how are people going to know about your products if you don't have a market? Most corporations have a marketing budget. The bigger you get, the more money you make, the more you have to spend. If I showed you how much money I spend on a weekly or monthly basis, you would think that I was a rapper. You would look at my credit card bill and say, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm making investments. I'm making investments. I have to learn to give as much as I receive, because that is the global economic rule of reciprocity. That is basically that your money should be a boomerang, not a slingshot, right? Which means that I take calculated risks on a regular basis. I write checks on a regular basis, and I write those checks with the hope and the expectation that if I take calculated risk, that money is going to come back to me and then some. Sometimes it don't work out. Sometimes I write the check and the money never comes back. That's why investing is tough. People start investing. They say, "Well, you told me that investing is going to make me money, make me rich, but I invest in this thing and it didn't work out." Of course it ain't going to work out.